What's up, fellow citizens of the world? Jordan Patrick here and welcome to my channel. So for those of you who are new, I'm French American. I grew up in the States but have been living in France the last 8 years. I first came here to finish my studies, then I found a job in central France in Limoges, and then I just recently moved back to Paris and I've been doing French classes the last 2 months. Now I already spoke French, C1 level, but I feel like there's always room to improve, so why not s'améliorer dans une langue étrangère? So I'm gonna do a review of the LINGODA SPRINT. Now it's the first time I've done this program and I have a lot to say, so let's get started. On y va, c'est parti! So earlier this year, I did a video where for a full week, I only spoke French, like I lived 100% in French, where I watched Netflix in French, my work is always in French, but anytime a friend of mine would call, I would respond only in French. It was pretty funny, but also extremely tiring. And I did 5 classes of Lingoda during that period to promote their spring program. And it was great. Like, I had a wonderful time and I figured why not do the actual program itself. They had a mini sprint program this autumn and that's what I just finished. So it was only 2 months. Normally their sprint program lasts for 3 months. They offer 4 different languages: English, Business English, French, Spanish, and German. So during this review, I'm going to talk about the teachers, I'm going to talk about the classroom, the technology because it's all done online. I'm going to talk about my peers, the classmates, like did they participate? Did I actually learn something? The information in these classes? Some things that I think could be improved or some things that I struggled with. Also, did I get reimbursed? Because this program is all about if you attend all of your classes, then you get fully reimbursed. So did that happen? Let's find out. So first things first, let's talk about the teachers. On Lingoda, all of these teachers are native speakers and they're living from all around the world. So they have different backgrounds, they're from different countries sometimes. I've had teachers from Canada, France, of course, the majority of them were from France, but also some from Northern Africa, Belgium. So it's really cool because they come from different backgrounds, different cultures, and they all bring their unique perspective to these classes. Now, if you really like a specific teacher after a class, you can then just click on the teacher and it'll show all the different classes that they have coming up. So I can't say that all teachers have a similar style because that's just not the case. There were some that I really appreciated and some I didn't appreciate so much. Il y avait des profs que j'apprécie pas trop. Il y avait un monsieur qui a eu son petit-fils. Il a dit que excusez-moi si à un moment donné je dois m'occuper de mon fils. Et c'était vraiment pas professionnel parce qu'on est là pour améliorer, pour apprendre. Et si tous les 15 minutes, non même pas, tous les 2 minutes, il a eu besoin de s'occuper de son fils, un peu mal poli. À part ça, la majorité des gens sont très professionnels et tout s'est bien passé. C'était la seule occasion qu'il y avait quelque chose que j'appréciais pas beaucoup, mais bon, ça arrive de temps en temps. Et mais pour la plupart du temps, c'était très bien. I'm not sure like when I switched into speaking French, it just kind of happened like that. I guess that's cool. Maybe that's coming from these lessons. Point number 2, the classrooms. So the technology, really great. You're using Zoom. The teachers, what they do is they have their lesson, so they share their screen, and then they go through all these different talking points. Each type of lesson is kind of categorized by reading, comprehension, vocabulary, interaction, debating, conversational skills, grammar, that's a huge one, I love that one. These are all very important talking points and lessons, so they each last for 1 hour. That's pretty cool, and it's great that you can do it from home. You have the ability to be on camera. Not everyone does. In fact, I would say most people don't show their screen or their face. I have had some professors that have said, show your face, like it's much more interactive. I completely agree with that. Sometimes what I would do is just show my face for the introduction, first 5 minutes, With your classmates, you go around saying your story, like who you are, where you live, what you do in life, and why you've chosen to learn French. And then after that, I will sometimes close my camera. Also, I like that you can show up kind of in your pajamas. You also don't have to have your microphone on all the time. And this is kind of leading into the next topic, which is your fellow classmates and your peers, because I did notice that oftentimes people will turn their mic off, also turn their camera off when it's not their turn to speak. Therefore, you can't really be interactive. That's, I guess, a default, I would say, on Lingoda is just the fact that it's not more inclusive all the time of your fellow classmates. But some teachers are really good about including people all the time. And they'll say like, okay, you two debate about this specific topic. Those are my favorite kinds of interactions because it's actual conversational skills. And it really makes you think outside your mind and you pretend to be in the place of that character. I feel like those were the interactions that I appreciated the most and were the most fun and you got the most value out of it. A very positive point about these classes is that there's only up to 5 students per class. And I would say for the most part, my classes average from 3 to 4 people. It was rarely 5 people per class, and sometimes it was as low as 2. So that's great because you have a little bit extra time to speak with the teacher, but also to engage and to participate. Like, that's what I love about Lingoda, is that the participation is fantastic because you have to speak a lot, you have to read a lot, and my reading skills are pretty bad. I have difficulties reading in English, so you can imagine how my reading is in French. I speak better than I can read, so that says a lot. So that very easily slides into the next topic, which is things that I struggled with. I didn't know that I would struggle so much with reading and comprehension. You know, when I'm reading a text, I'm focused so much on pronunciation, I forget to like understand what's being read. After I read it out loud, I quickly have to reread it again to myself, like in my head, so that I can understand what's happening. I will always have an accent when I speak French, but I'm okay with that. What else did I struggle with? I guess I also struggled with keeping track of when my classes were. Spoiler alert, I am not getting reimbursed because I did not attend all my classes. I missed a class because when I was in the UK, I signed up for the class at 3 p.m. I had saved it in my calendar in the UK. When I got back to France, the time was different, and so I missed that class. And I was so upset about it because that class was about more on the I and en in French, which are things that I use all the time, but I'm not sure if I'm 100% using it correct at all times. But it meant that I was not getting my reimbursement. Oh, the program was so worth it in the end. I think I was motivated to do the program because of the intention of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to get my money back. So it's unfortunate that that didn't happen, but still no regrets. So some advice about the Sprint program: make sure that you have a good internet connection and make sure that you keep track of when your classes are so that you are able to be reimbursed. Something to keep in mind that I was unaware of in the beginning is that you can only sign up for 1 class per day. If you're doing the super sprint, that's 30 classes within 1 month. For the sprints, it's what I did, and it's 15 classes a month. However, you can't do multiple classes in 1 day, because originally I was thinking like, oh, okay, I'll do 2 classes a day, I'll do it 3 times a week, and that'll be good. You will not be reimbursed if you do it like that. You have to do only 1 class per day. And for the sprints, it's Monday through Friday. So basically you can do Monday through Friday for 3 weeks, and then you'll have 1 week completely free. That's what I did, and that's when I went to the UK. Once I had missed one of those classes and I knew that I wasn't going to be reimbursed, then I started doing 2 classes per day because I already knew that I was not going to be reimbursed. So that's actually pretty good. Like, if you know that you're gonna not be reimbursed, why not just do your planning as you want? If you want to take multiple classes 1 day, then by all means do it. Also, within the guidelines, it says that you cannot be late or your teacher will mark you absent. There was one time that I was maybe 5 minutes late. They were still doing introductions, so it was my turn to go, like right when I joined the class. So that was all good. So those were the challenging parts about the program, but the best part is that you have flexible hours. Like, you get to pick and choose when you want your classes. They're gonna be offered at any time of the day if you're a night owl, if you like getting up early, maybe before work. Shout out to Alex from Australia who lives in London, because he was in a bunch of my classes, and a lot of times he would be taking classes before going into work. So that's really cool that you get the flexibility to pick and choose when your classes are. So I was doing a lot of classes at 8 a.m. and really getting the day started on a positive note. But some people might prefer to do it after dinner, like maybe after work, and they just want to relax, they want to improve a language. Also, that you can show up to class in your pajamas. If you're in the States and you went to university, like, a lot of people still went to school in their pajamas. They just roll out of bed, their dorm room, and just go straight to class. That doesn't happen here in France. Like, I went to university here, no one shows up in their PJs. They're a lot classier than that. Not to say that you guys aren't classy in your own ways. If you're having dinner at night and you're, doing the class while you're eating dinner, having a glass of wine, by all means, you can do that as well. No judgments, like, you do you. Like, we're all there in class to learn, and no one's judging each other. We're all there for a similar purpose. Now that the program is all said and done, would I recommend it? Absolutely. I think that I learned more during these 2 months than I have the last 4 years, because, when you're working, you kind of have the same routines, you're kind of in the same habits, so you're not always progressing, especially when it comes to a foreign language. So yes, I would definitely recommend doing this program, especially if you have the patience and you have kind of the commitments, like that mentality of, okay, I'm going to commit to progressing and to improving in this foreign language. Absolutely, by all means, do it. And also, you can download all the notes from all your classes from the website. You can go and it has all of their notes on there, also the chats and everything. So you can download it, keep it potentially forever if you want to go back and review it. I must say, I'm learning at least about 10 new words every day, and that's impressive seeing that I've been living in France already for 8 years and I'm still learning. So there you have my genuine and honest review of the LINGODA SPRINT program. I do have some more projects coming up. I recently published a book. Well, multiple books actually, but I haven't said anything about those yet, and I'm going to share some about that because it's about the French culture and the American culture, the French language, the English language, and it's been a lot of fun, so stay tuned for those. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'm going to put links down below if you want to get 50 euros off your subscription fee to LINGODA for their next program, or just take classes freely. You don't have to do the program itself. You can also take classes individually with a subscription fee. Stay tuned for those published book video coming your way soon. You can find those on Amazon. Actually, I'll give you a little preview. I'll put some links down below as well if you want to check out those books I've been doing in anticipation for my next video to come. So I will see you in the next one. À la prochaine. Ciao, ciao for now.